Walking into this house, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that these guys are bachelors. Because, you know, the dining room, the living room, everything is coin op, it's boxes, it's stacked up. And Jack Jr. are kind of just living in the collection.
I used to have a couple arcades around 1980, right when people were getting interested more in video games, and I thought, well, this wouldn't be a bad idea. So I started looking for a location, and I found a place. So I had it probably for about 5 years. Then it started kind of petering out. That's when they started making all the home versions for everything.
Okay, so that's back in like Pinball Wizard days and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah, yeah, from probably 80 to 85.
Yeah. What was the name of yours?
Pinball Jacks.
Pinball Jacks.
Yeah. I still got guys calling me that.
Really?
Yeah.
So were you playing at them then if you grew up around that stuff?
I was born right when he owned them, so yeah, I've been playing this stuff since I was a little kid.
Yeah.
Danny said you were selling stuff with him at the shows and everything.
Oh yeah, we've been pretty much together since the start.
That's awesome.
Wow.
So when you guys would set up at the shows together, were you selling contemporary, you know, pinball, or did you have to
beer
go back?
signs. Go to the beer shows.
Well,
buy
you're in
and
the
sell
right.
'em.
You're in the right city, man. In Milwaukee,
Yeah.
there's a bar on every corner.
Yeah.
What's going on with the spaceship here, man? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's the Burgie beer sign. I bought that just because I know there's very few of them made. I thought it was really a really cool beer sign. Yeah, it spins. You plug it in, it spins around.
Oh, it actually works.
spins.
They only made a handful of those in the 50s.
This is obviously a piece that was made by Paul Stanley, and it is the coolest thing in the room.
Because he made this, he made the Hamms, I think.
Paul Stanley made the kind of displays that have been sought after by collectors for years.
Burgie beer was brewed by
You guys have,
Pabst
like,
Blue Ribbon
It'd be
Company.
neat to see this thing, what works on it, what
Here's
doesn't.
your plug right here, Mike.
That's the plug for it.
None of Paul Stanley's stuff was ever mass produced. There's probably only a handful of these known to exist.
There you go,
Yeah,
that's
there it
spinning.
goes.
Yeah, see, it's rubbing a little, but it was called Burgermeister, is what the real name was, and then they started calling Burgie beer for short. And they made some of those displays to help sell their beer in the liquor stores.
Go ahead, unplug it, Robbie. I think what happened was this spun, and that spun as well.
Yeah.
So you had this going
That
on.
one probably went one way, this
Yeah.
one went the other way.
Absolutely. What do you value this at? Would you be interested in selling that?
The only thing I can tell you is I got one guy that I could make a phone call, he'd give me $7 grand for it.
$7 grand?
Yeah.
Really? We all need a guy like that.
He's got a store in Iowa. Actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Online, you can see these have sold at auction anywhere from $3,000 to $4,000.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So what's your bottom on it today? If we're here.
Today we're here,
Yeah, buying it.
75.
Hey, you
Give me a
asked.
break.
I don't know, what do you got in mind?
I think my top dollar's got to be $5,500.
I'll tell you what, I'll go to 6 since you're here. You take it, it's gone. It's worth more
I
than
appreciate
that.
you coming down on the number,
Yeah.
but I feel better at $5,750. Split it with me.
You're gonna split it.
Yeah, I want you to split it with me. $5,750.
All right, you're right. This is a done
Dang.
deal.
Wow.
Jack and Jack, we
Done
got
deal.
it.
I love spending time with guys that are passionate about what they do and have been in the business as long as Jack has.
I'll get the big one.
All right, you got the big one? Yeah, thanks, man.
Jack,
Blats.
Jack, been a hell of a day. Thank
It was
you.
fun, man.
It was fun.
All right. Jack's been living the American dream, and he's not doing it on his own. He's doing it with his son.
You know
Yeah,
it
that
is.
old good home deal.
I know.
Love spending time with you, my friend.
Yeah.
How cool is it to do something that you truly love and have your son right by your side? See ya.
See you, Jack. Thank you.
See ya. Thanks.
Erica and Anita's dad was out buying stuff at estate sales, auctions, basements. So imagine how exciting this was. I mean, you're a kid, every day is a treasure hunt in some way, and your dad is feeding that fire with all these things he's bringing home, and then you're learning about the history of it. Anita!
Where are you?
I'm in here. I'm in the bathroom with the Hamm sign.
Okay.
Did you know this
Yeah.
was in here?
I did.
You know, this is the first time I've ever seen a Hamm sign in a bathroom. Now, I've been to the bathroom quite a bit when I've been drinking Hamms, but I've never actually had a neon sign in the bathroom.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's in pretty good shape.
It's in
though.
really,
The color.
The color's amazing.
Yeah, it is.
The color's
It
nuts
is.
on it.
Yeah.
Hamm's, PBR, Schlitz, Falstaff, Black Label, Old Style. All of these beers weren't known for their flavor, but they were known for their advertising. I can't see any breaks in this side on the Hamm's beer neon, but this side has issues. So it's got Hamm's, there's no MS on the bottom.
The Hamm's beer sign has been there for quite a few years, and my dad had written it down on a piece of paper, what he thought it was worth at the time.
I'd be a player at like 22, just for the fact that it's gonna cost me to fix this $1,200.
Right, right.
So what do you think you need to get out of it to feel comfortable selling it?
$3,000.
I can't do that because I'm gonna be into it for, close to $1,000 to fix it. I'm not just negotiating with Anita, I'm negotiating with her father as well because she's working from notes that he had left her. I found this too. This is a wall light and it's adjustable. So this would have mounted on the wall.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That, it's very cool. So I want to pull this into the deal to kind of ease the pain on what it's going to cost me to do the neon on the Hamm sign. Still got the original finish on it. That does have like a copper look to it. The finish on this light is what they call japanned. Japanning is basically a European imitation of Asian lacquer work. You know, you can move it. It's a task light.
How about 28?
How about $27.50?
Okay, we got a deal.
All right. Hey, and that's if you help me get it out of here.
Oh,
No.
okay, right.
I'm kidding you. I've got Dave for that. Anytime you're digging through somebody's life's collection, you're getting to know them in a completely different way than anyone else that knew them throughout their lives. All right, my second here. Okay. Today we had the opportunity to dive into someone's life's work and share those moments with his daughters. As a parent, a father, a collector, to be able to share that love with your kids, that is what it's all about. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, honey.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
To honor our dad, we are going to do the best that we can and get the value for him, not for us.
We want to make them proud.
Yeah.
Okay.
See you guys!
Yeah, bye. Thanks. Come again.
We're in western Wisconsin, right along the Mississippi River. This area started with small trading posts that grew into bigger cities that attracted German immigrants. They brought over the art of beer brewing, which turned into one of this country's biggest industries and one of Frank's favorite pastimes.
There's stuff up here, believe
I've always
me.
loved to come up here just because it's so beautiful.
Right now, we're headed to one of my favorite places in the world, La Crosse, Wisconsin. I mean, that is like my second home. I've been going up to Oktoberfest for over 30 years there. Danny sent us this guy named John, and I guess he's got a big collection. World War II stuff, architectural salvage, and beer memorabilia. All the stuff we love. Hometown here, you got Bodega Pub, you got Pearl Street, you got Hungry Peddler. Oh yeah, look at the hot dog.
So Frank and I are in La Crosse, and it's happening.
You got Kate's on stage, Deaf Ear Records. This is my hometown, man. It's got everything.
I am immersed in the Frank Fritz experience.
You got Dell's Pub down
How many
the
years you
street.
coming up here?
30-some years. I feel like this is the back of my hand, you know? I got a lot of haunts. I go to a lot of places. I know a lot of owners of bars. La Crosse is a great town. There's two things to do in La Crosse.
Yeah?
Breathe and drink. I mean, when you think about it, Oktoberfest is a big deal. People have been coming for years and years. It's a tradition. People got their drinking gloves.
No, I
They got
mean,
their
it's,
hats.
I get it. It's
You get a
beautiful up
pin.
here.
Oktoberfesters, the Oktoberfest ball. Here's the spot.
There, pull in the back there. The door's open. All right, let me get a flyer. Hey, John.
Hello,
Hey,
how
I'm
you
Mike.
doing?
Nice to meet you.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Hey.
John! Hey, Hey, what the heck's going on, buddy? Frank, I haven't seen you for a while. Danielle gave me the lead, said it was some guy named John in lacrosse.
Oh, you know him from Oktoberfest?
Oh, yeah, 15 years. We've had a few together. It's my friend John Satori. We have downed so many pints together, I don't even want to tell you. About time, man, we drank a lot of beers talking about this building.
Yeah, I know it.
All this time, he's been telling me about these buildings he has, but I've never had a chance to look through them, so I'm excited to see what he's got.
Come on in.
All right.
This is a lot of stuff.
Frank.
I like lacrosse's history, so I collect a lot of lacrosse stuff.
So you got some architectural salvage stuff.
I started collecting it because that's important for people to know that history. Yeah, these came from great old buildings in lacrosse that didn't want to see go down.
I know, I hear you.
A lot of this woodwork came from a lot of old historical buildings.
John has a passion that goes beyond the history of lacrosse. Amazing. The guy's got a good eye. He's got some lighting, he's got some toys, he's got a lot of stuff.
Well, you were quite the historian on lacrosse here.
I try. I did 16 years on the city council because I got sick and tired of seeing historical buildings go down and getting
torn down
and everything, and I wanted to do something about it. So we did a preservation, a lot of ordinances and things like that to save buildings and not have them get ripped down in the middle of the night.
Sure.
I can totally relate because John and I are both passionate about our hometowns.
I'm really happy in the things that I feel like I accomplished.
I also was on the city council in our small town, and one of the reasons I ran was historic preservation, making sure that the buildings on our main street were done right. And if there were new buildings built, they had to look period.
John, what about the Peerless sign? Is that local beer?
Peerless is local beer, yes. There used to be a Peerless Gun, and then Gun moved out of town when Prohibition happened.
Okay.
And the Mitchell Brewery took over the label, and they did until the mid-'60s, I think. Peerless sign actually came out of the Mitchell Brewery. They were gonna rip that down. And I got there, and the guy was just loading that up into his truck. And I said, hey, any way I could buy that off you?
It's got a little crack up here, which isn't too bad.
It lights up. Plug it in and
sure,
it
lights up and everything. This is a great piece. It's got the original hangers. It's plastic. It's double-sided. It looks in great condition, and it's from lacrosse. Is this something that you would sell?
It's a piece that I've always liked, but I really don't have a place for it. And then I have a wife who says, sell it, sell everything. And I know you care about lacrosse things.
I've been coming for a long time up here. How about 800 bucks?
How about 900?
You know what? I mean, this is a great piece from lacrosse. I used to brew this beer here. It's in great condition. I'll do 900.
Sounds good.
You got it.
Thank you.
Even at 900, there's still some meat left on the bone. Find another one.
All right, you know what? We haven't heard from Danielle for a while. I'm sitting here eating gummy bears. We haven't even begun to dig into the Maryland crab situation. What's the point of being out here? Yeah, I understand the picking's great, whatever, but man, I gotta taste the local flavor. I'm jonesing for some Maryland crab. If this next pick turns out to be a winner, I'm gonna splurge on a crab feast. Hey, Danny, what's up?
Hey, how you doing?
Tell me you have something good.
I do, as a matter of fact. Tim Miller, who I'm going to send you to, actually has a really interesting oil background.
Okay.
So, this dude's grandfather started McMahon Oil in 1944. Then he sold McMahon Oil in 2002. He actually wants to start doing beer making, so he bought the rights to a beer company, and he's going to start making beer.
You need some cash?
Get his beer stuff going up. Buy some hops, buy some barley.
All right, girl, if you were here, I'd give you a big wet kiss.
Ew, gross.
All right, honey, thanks. Send us the coordinates.
Awesome. Will do.
All right, bye. This is it right here. Commercial fueling. This is really exciting because it's a completely different kind of pick than we're used to. We're not picking a collector that's accumulated a lot of different stuff. We're picking an old oil company. This could be the King Tut's tomb of Petroliana. Hey, you Tim?
Hey, yeah, how you doing?
How's it going? I'm Mike.
All right, good to meet you.
Hey, nice to meet you, my friend.
Talk to Danielle on the phone.
A little bit, yeah. This is the site of McMahon Oil Company. My grandfather started the oil business here back in the 40s. December 2001, we sold the business. made sense for Dad to retire and for me to move on to something else.
She said you want to get in the beer business.
Yeah, I bought an old retired beer brand, brought the trademark to it. So
Okay.
It's a Baltimore brew, and I'm trying to bring it back to life. National Premium Beer of the National Brewery in Baltimore. A proud name, old name. Apparently it was a pretty special beer.
So are you going to brew the beer right here?
I hope to one day.
Well, Danielle said the only reason you were selling a few things is because just trying to raise some capital for the brewery.
That's it, yeah, I'm gonna get the business started.
Okay. Well, can we look around a little bit?
Yeah.
When people are looking to change their life, get a little capital up, that's where we step in.
We've got Tim's economic stimulus package right here in our pocket. Now, you do got some pumps in here.
Got a few, yeah.
This lime green porcelain one's kind of cool.
It's kind of neat.
Somebody tagged it, though.
I know it.
These gas pumps are definitely old, but it's not all about the age, it's about how beautiful they are, how Art Deco they are. I mean, are they pleasing to the eye? These just aren't it.
What was this place like, man, when you were kicking around here as a kid?
It was humming. Yeah, it was humming. Barges used to come in here by water, drop the oil off into those tanks, and then we would have our trucks that would deliver to our local gas stations, heating oil accounts, farm accounts.
I tell you what, though, the way this building's set up, this would be an amazing brewery.
I think so.
I really like to help Tim get his beer business going, but as we're looking through this stuff, it's a lot of newer beat-up items. Finding old stuff around here in good condition is gonna be a lot harder than I thought. What's up with this? I stumble across this giant old plumber's wrench, and I'm thinking to myself, you know what? With the price of tools, everyth's made in China. This is American-made steel. It's huge. It's a unique item. How much you gotta have for this big wrench?
I'd say 75 bucks would do it. Get that in scrap.
Feel it ain't that heavy. 75 bucks.
No, that's not that.
Yeah. How about 60 bucks? $75, there's not enough meat on the bone. I had to be at 60 bucks to double my money.
You can have it with the cobwebs for 60.
All right, man, thanks. I love it. Picking 101. When you can buy a big tool for 60 bucks, buy it. So have you sold a lot of stuff in here?
We've had some sales over the years. The old timers at the company told me they used to just throw away globes and pump.
When I hear that they sold and they tossed a lot of stuff, my heart skips a beat. If it's already been picked through, this could be a real disappointment.
This is sort of a lunchroom we built.
Right away, we see a bunch of stuff that's older and in better condition. This room's looking more promising. Oh, this is a spark plugs.
Yeah, it's a big part of the business was called TBA, tires, batteries, and accessories.
This is a salesman's sample. This is the set that he took around to all the Amoco dealers to show them the different types of plugs. Nice little velvet box. It's all intact. You never find things like this. What do you got here for this?
Take 100 bucks for that.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
We're on the same page.
All right, 100 bucks.
Now I seen this still picture over here.
Yes.
And I see these over here. What's the deal on these?
That came from a customer. He was an ATF agent.
These are the actual drawings to show the alcohol, tobacco, and firearm agents what to look for when they were on people's properties and the different types of stills that were manufactured. Those are all hand-drawn, too. Look at that. They're all hand-colored.
Yep. Those are watercolors.
That's a groundhog still there.
A groundhog still.
Yes, sir.
Back when these drawings were made, there wasn't any PowerPoint presentations. Instead, a guy hand-painted each image. And now, after all these years, these are considered art. What would you value these at?
Probably 30 bucks a piece.
So it would be 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 8 of them. It's $240. About 200.
If I can keep one of those diagrams, I'll do it for 200.
Which one are you gonna pick?
Probably that one.
Miscellaneous pot stills.
I'm fine with Tim keeping one of the prints. All right, I'll tell you what. We'll do the deal for 200.
For that stack.
This stack, you're keeping that one.
Okay.
Deal.
Oh my God. Frankie, that's you, dude.
At $200, my moonshine art collection is a great deal. It's kind of cool.
What's this?
I found that in the rafters of the building next door. It was an Exxon terminal.
Esso kerosene.
Look at the pad, it's like straw. That was the use.
Oh, yeah. These Esso kerosene globe faces are in amazing condition. Every once in a while, we'll find one of these that's been used. These are all brand new in the original box. And they're early, they're very rare.
Probably 18 of them in there, I bet.
All right, here, I'm gonna hit you with a number, okay?
The whole box?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. 500 bucks. I see a little bit of a hesitation on Tim's face, and I don't want to risk losing these great items. And I'll let you keep 2.
Okay, done.
You want to do it?
Yeah, that's the deal.
All right. Tim's given us some really good prices. That tells me this guy's ready to sell. At $500, there's a lot of meat left on the bone for me. Where else can we look around at?
Out back in the warehouse here, I got some old signs.
Old signs? Heck yeah. Sounds good.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
If there's more stuff in the warehouse like there was in the lunchroom, this could be the well-moved Petroleana honey hole that we've been looking for. There's a lot to look at. Wow. I'm starting to get excited. This is not a well-organized collection. We are digging in an old petroleum company. You never know what you're gonna find under the benches, in the shelves, in the boxes. This is picking. Ooh.
That is a display.
I see that. The first thing that I pick up is this really cool countertop display that was used to sell Stewart speedometers. That's cool, man. What do you gotta have for that?
That's pretty rare.
I know. Back in the day, in the early teens, if you bought a car, everything was an accessory. Stewart was the company that sold the speedometers and the horns. This was a piece that was sitting on the counter. If you wanted to buy a speedometer for your car, the salesman would have showed you this display.
$150.
150 bucks?
Mm-hmm.
I love it, man. What'd you do, 300? Tim's unloading this stuff at rock bottom prices. I'm not even talking him down.
150 will do.
All right. I want to make sure I give him a fair price so he can start his beer business.
This is for hauling barrels around. That's for a 55-gallon drum. You got a little hook.
You're gonna need that for your beer barrels.
That's it, right. That's pretty interesting right there.
They reproduce these in plexiglass. All those guys that were storing these visible pumps, nobody wants that. They're always looking for the cylinder.
Absolutely.
You know?
I'd like somebody to have that. That should be used.
I can't believe it's been sitting around here this long. It's not been broke.
Yep.
So what's it say? It says Radiant, Glass Company, gasoline filling stations. The reason it's impossible to find mint condition glass cylinders for these visible pumps is because they haven't been made for years. They actually reproduce these cylinders in plexiglass. The hardcore guys that want to restore these pumps, they want original glass cylinders. I'm looking at one right now in the original box. I'm gonna start at $100. I need to feel Tim out to see how attached he is to it. Would you do 100 bucks on this?
Yeah.
You do 100?
Yeah. I know somebody out there really needs and wants one of those. And sitting in a box here, it's not doing any good.
This has turned out to be a really good pick. I need that one big valuable item. Mike's already earned his crab dinner. Now I need to earn mine. Hey, Tim.
Hey.
You got any more of these laying around?
There might be one or two, but...
What's the bracket? You know, I like to buy these because I collect all kinds of different signs. And this is just a great universal bracket.
Yeah.
I mean, it can be gas oil, you can hang anything on it.
Sure
you know
could.
what I mean? A good period bracket completes the display of a good antique sign. It's one of those things that any serious sign collector needs. What would you have to have for the bracket?
Oh, I'd say 20 bucks.
20 bucks? I think you're right on the money.
Good deal.
Good deal.
That used to be on the front of this building, and I think it held a sign that's up against the wall there.
Oh, yeah? Heck, maybe I better look at the sign, too.
Yeah.
I love old gas oil signs. So far, I haven't found anything great here, but that doesn't mean there's not something tucked away. Whoa, check this out. American Oil Company is the long name for the brand that we know today as Amoco. Still in the shipping crate here. You know, I find gas and oil signs all the time, but it's very rarely that you find one in its original crate. If I can get this sign for the right price, this is my ticket to a crab dinner. The sign's made in 1970.
70.
Yeah, so it's not a super age on it. What makes this sign so valuable is its condition. It's never been out of the crate. It's never been hung. It's never been outside for the weather, the elements. I mean, this thing is pristine. Is this something you would sell, Tim?
I'm not real familiar with the market, but I like this sign a lot.
You like this one?
Throw something at me.
Tim's been pricing things to move here, so if I throw out a number, I have to make sure that I'm not overbidding it. $350?
I was thinking a little north of that.
A little north of that, you tell me.
How about 800?
800?
How about 800?
800? I don't know if I could go that high on it. Whoa! He must really love this sign. But guess what? So do I. How about 500?
6, and I'll do it.
We're getting there. It was only going to be a matter of time that we were going to find something that Tim couldn't let go of. And of course, it's the first thing here that I found that I can't live without. I tell you what, there was one of those signs over there, the motor oil sign. Throw that in, we'll do 600.
Done.
All right.
It was hard to let go of that American oil sign. It was really cool and unique. But I like beer better, so that's okay. Good find.
Deal. That's a good one.
Yeah.
This American sign is so crisp and patriotic, I almost want to salute it.
Mike knew what he wanted. He knew what the values were, so we always came to a good common ground.
I bought 16 Esso Globe inserts for $500. I'm gonna ask $75 a piece.
Frank was a little bit tougher,
Come on. Ho!
but again, we came to a good common ground.
Woo, this is heavy. All right. I bought the American oil sign for $600. I think it's worth at least $1,200. I bought the ATF watercolors for $200. I think I could get at least $800 for them.
Thanks, buddy. It was an honor.
Hey, man,
Really?
thanks for coming down. Appreciate it.
Let's look through.
I made a little bit of money today, so I'm going to put that towards my new venture, National Premium, and trying to bring that back to life.
We might be able to find you some old brewery stuff.
I'll take it. I would love to deal with them again.
See ya!
Take it easy.